I thought you were going to say drunk. The fact is, there's enough whiskey in the state of Georgia to get me drunk enough.
Well, how drunk is drunk enough?
It's all a matter of brain cells. You see, every drink of liquor you take kills 1,000 brain cells. And first the sadness cells die, so you smile real big. And then the quiet cells go, so you just say everything real loud for no reason at all. And finally come the memory cells. These are tough to kill.
We need someone from Savannah in the match. Who's that? I could have killed you out there.
Oh, no, sir. See, I set myself directly in front of you. Judging by how you was hitting them balls, I figured that's why I'd be out of harm's way. Back of Vance, the name? You lost your swing. We got to go find him.
I heard my dad tell how you won every tournament there ever was.
The junior you was, you ain't never gonna be again. Ever. I don't know a damn thing about me.
10 years and not one single solitary word from you? You don't do that to someone you love.
It was too long ago.
No, was it?
This is becoming embarrassing. Oh, no, sir. It's been embarrassing for quite some time now.
I can't do this.
Yes, you can.
This isn't your shop bag.
Nope. It's yours. Sure is some storm brewing.
What was it, Adele? What did you like about us?
I like the way we dance.
Inside each and every one of us is something that's ours and ours alone.
Was there something you wish to discuss? Because it's might not be the right time to.
Play will continue! Cars, get your cars, boys!
Yeah, I always felt a man's grip on his club just like a man's grip on his world.
Well, I'm sure you're wondering why I'm wearing this. Why
Very
I
ugly hat.
No, it's a very awesome hat.
Very hideous, disturbing, gross looking hat.
This is a Greg Norman hat, and I'm doing it because yes, I am reviewing the Legend of Beggar Vance that came out in 2000.
Who?
The Legend of Beggar Vance.
Never heard of it.
This was the 2000 movie. So this obviously had some competition. Wait until you see the list, and I will do the full breakdown of this movie. I will see if this is a trash, try it, or lost treasure, and I will review it right after this.
Seen a rash of these lately. TMK.
TMK.
Too much Kirby.
Think you can't get too much of a good thing? Try a Kirby Superstar. It's full-blown Kirby and played with 8 Kirby games, loaded with 23 Kirby enemies, bulging with new Kirby powers.
Got him into observation.
New Kirby Superstar, only on SNES. Can your system handle it?
Well, I don't know if you remember the game Kirby, but this was, I guess, on the SNES. I had the one for regular Nintendo. So I think that one said SNES, super. Never mind. Super Nintendo. I meant to say. Sorry, I just fumbled my words. Entertainment system.
So NES is just regular Nintendo.
Yeah.
Mario on.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, the SNES is Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Sorry about that, just got a little tongue-tied. So anyways, this is the Legend of Beggar Vance. It came out in the year 2000. So the big movie of that year was How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I remember doing the Gladiator review, and I remember being angry that Gladiator was not the top movie.
How old were you when that came out?
With Gladiator?
In 2000.
So I would have been 16.
And how old was I?
Well, we're not really discussing that. So anyways, so this movie. So you would have been 6.
That sounds really old.
So anyway, so moving on from that, I don't know why we're discussing age differences with relationship deals.
Well, that was just anything. I was asking you a question about how old we were when this movie came out.
Yeah, so I would have been. I think this was a summer movie.
You
I'm
were
not.
like 15.
I'm not gonna say where this movie ended up on the rankings. We're not really keeping
You
score.
were about 15, by the way, when this came out.
Why? What? Oh,
Well, if it came out in the summertime.
I think it was a summer movie.
Yeah, well, let's say it came out after December 1st, you were 15.
Okay, so this was the year 2000. So Y2K apparently did not kill us all. So that was a big thing. So people thought that in the year 2000 the world was going to blow up, and that did not happen. No, that was 2000. It's yeah, 2012 was the same deal. So, but yeah, for some reason they thought Y2K, the whole computer thing was, yeah, it obviously nothing happened. So anyway, so this movie had to compete with How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Gladiator, The Patriot, just to name a few. This movie it had an $80 million budget. It made 30. So let's just say some people may have skipped over this or didn't want to see it. I really don't know what the reason is, but
Maybe because Goth is born.
well, it is today. It's for Generation Boring, where they don't like people talking or talking to their caddies. It's just all blank stares. So now who stars in this movie? We have Matt Damon. We have
Who's that?
he was in Courage Under Fire. He was in Good Will Hunting. He was in Rounders.
Nope.
He was in The Martian, Interstellar. And I know I'm forgetting a bunch, but he has been in a number of movies. And also we have Bruce McGill, who was in Animal House.
Nope.
He was in 61.
Nope.
He was in Vantage Point.
Nope.
My Cousin Vinny.
Nope.
Yeah, this guy has, I mean, he has been in a lot of good movies. And then we have Joel Gresh, who was in, he plays Bobby Jones. He actually looks like Bobby Jones. I think that could be why they picked him. He was in the National Treasure movie. I think he was in Book of Secrets.
Nope. Nope.
So and that's the only thing I have seen him in. We also have Charlize Theron, who was in, obviously, she was in The Italian Job. She was in the movie Monster. And then we have a kid actor in this, Jay. I forgot his name. I'll have to look him up. This was the only movie he was in, so I will actually look his name up now. Yes, I'm getting out the cheating tablet, but that's fine. I can do this from time to time, especially if I don't remember his name, since he was only in. There we go. J. Michael. There we go. J. Michael Moncrief. And he was actually born in Savannah, Georgia, where this movie is taking place, and he beat out 2,000 other kids. So he did well at getting this part, but the only thing is, he obviously didn't get anything else. So, and then we also have Lane Smith. We know him also from My Cousin Vinny. He was in The Mighty Ducks. He was in Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. He was also in the movie The Scout. So he has been in a lot of movies. And speaking of Smith, before his kid was wearing castles on his head, uh, obviously now he's polishing his wife's head because she's bald. Yes, it is the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Will Smith is in this movie. So before you turn my channel off now, because everybody is a Will Smith hater from this time, I guess people do not like Will Smith anymore. Try to get past it. I mean, I'm not really a huge fan of him either, but let's just give him a chance. Maybe you will like his part in this movie, and we can forget him slapping Chris Rock, which was ridiculous. But a lot of people still hate him for that, and I think he's separated from Princess Baldy anyways. But I could be wrong. But for some reason, his child Jaden Smith is wearing castles on his head. Yeah, I don't know what the reason for that is, but look it up. I think he wore them at the Golden Globes or the Oscars or something. I honestly forgot. Um, yeah, I think it was some castle. I don't know if it was a Harry Potter castle or it was something weird. I don't know why he did that. So, anyways, so the Legend of Bagger Vance. Will Smith plays Bagger Vance. Um, Matt Damon plays the golfer from Savannah. I'm just going to call him Juna because I cannot pronounce his first name. It's like Ranelagh or something like that. So we'll just call him Juna. And I think that's what they call him in the movie, anyways. So he is the golfer in Savannah. He's really, really good. But then he enlists in World War One, which is what people did, athlete or not. You enlisted. That was the responsible thing to do. Could you imagine if Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen did that in this day of age? In age, they wouldn't do it. Okay, so let's. Oh yes, so he enlists into World War One, and it turns out in his mission he is the only survivor. So this causes a little bit of a problem. He returns to Savannah after 15 years. He obviously lost his golf swing. This is also during the Great Depression. So, of course, people that come back from war, they don't exactly always come back the same person. He gets heavy into drinking. It happens. If you see something horrible, you tend to turn to medicate, to self-medicate, and that's what he does. So, anyways, he of course his lost love was Charlize Theron. Her name is Adele in this, and obviously they were in love at one time, and because he's coming back 15 years later, she is sort of her dad commits suicide. They actually own a golf course, so her dad was pressured into by tax collectors, so he did take his life. So now Adele is faced with this really nice golf course, and she unfortunately has the debt of it. So in order to keep it, she wants to have a tournament. So she wants Bobby Jones and Walter Hagen to play on the golf course to try to raise money. Not a bad idea. And then the cash prize is going to be $10,000. So she is going to have an exhibition. She tells the board about it. They're concerned about it and they kind of laugh at her, but she does it anyways. So she convinces Bobby Jones first. Then she convinces Walter Hagen, and then they want a Savannah person to play in this exhibition as well. And that's when J. Michael Moncrief, the kid, decides to bring up Judah's name. And they kind of laugh at him, and they say, if you can find him, you can bring him. So he works up the courage, and he says that I will find him, and I will bring him to you, and he does it. So, and yes, Jack Lemmon also plays. Uh, he plays this young Hardy. He actually narrates the story. So this is Jack Lemmon's last movie, and he is at the beginning of this, and he plays John Michael Moncriefs. He plays the older version of him at the beginning of this movie. You see him, and then he narrates it through on out. So he finds Juna, and then he doesn't really have his golf swing. He's not really the same person. So one night, Juna is practicing, and he meets Beggar Vance, played by Will Smith, and he is going to help him do two things: find his swing and find where that great golfer was, where the person Juna was before he went to war. That is the hard part to bring somebody back. So I will show the first clip, and this is the young kid as Jack Lemmon. He is playing golf right now, and he has a little bit of a heart problem. So he's nowhere near a drugstore to get some aspirin or a hospital for that matter. So I will show the first clip in just a second.
I've had 5 heart attacks in the last 10 years. My first was on a golf course in South Carolina. It wasn't all that bad. A couple of dog legs that were more dog than leg, but all in all, it was playable.
Well, I guess you just can't get heart attacks only at the Ford plant. So I guess this happened right on the golf course. And like I said, this is Jack Lemmon. He is the old version of Little Hardy. So yeah, obviously this is his 6th heart attack, I think, total. So yeah, that isn't good, and obviously nobody's around. So I will now show the next clip. Now that this is now going back to 1928. So now we get to see Little Hardy, and and it looks like he's pretending to be his hero Juna, who of course is Matt Damon, and that is his favorite golfer. So I will show the next clip in just a second. Well, this is Little Hardy here. This is him picking up a golf club. He sneaks on and pretends to be his hero, and I guess he does what. Well, this is how some of my friends would play. Uh, they pretend to be somebody, and then they just completely have a bad shot. The only difference is this kid is actually funny. I actually am enjoying Little Hardy here. So obviously, he says 4, and the people do duck, and then he runs away and jumps over the fence. So he's now looking at what kids did back then. They looked at newspapers and magazines of their local heroes, since there was no TV at this time. So that he does like his hero Juna there, but he ends up, like I said, going to war. And I will show the next clip of him in World War One, and obviously it's traumatic for him. So I will show that clip in just a second.
Confused, broken, and unable to face a return to a hero's welcome.
We just did a little bit of testing here. We don't want. We would like to not have. We would like to have sound, unlike Polish Pegasus. So this is the clip here of him at war, and he did not want to come home to a hero's welcome because his entire unit was killed except him, and this could really cause a problem because it's. I think in some ways, if you're the only survivor, you wish that you were killed with your, I guess, brothers in battle. I guess they like to call it. So so he does not return home right away, and his wonderful Adele was waiting for him to come home, and he never did. So let's see how she moves on. So I will show the next clip in just a second.
But Adele, being a woman of the South, had survived worse than desertion. And she moved on with her life, dedicating herself to her father's dream.
What we have here is the most magnificent golf resort on the face of God's good earth, and I am building it right here in Savannah. Crew Island, legacy, my sweet Adele.
Well, so this is so I guess she is obviously waiting around, but she is a, I guess, tough Southern woman. So she decides to just kind of forget him. And her dad is building the nicest golf course in Savannah. So now this is 1928. So right now it's a good idea. But shortly after that, the Depression quickly kicks in, jobs are lost, and places are incredibly empty. So there's nobody in the businesses, there's nobody at the golf course, except for that shows some workers there that are not getting paid. So this is not good. So times are obviously very, very tough. It shows people in the breadlines. I believe Hardy's dad had to sell his store, so now he is just taking on pretty much not really jobs that little Hardy is proud of. And Juna does also bring that up to his attention later on in the movie. So let's see how Adele does. The people just, she's sleeping in bed, and these business guys want her to sell, and they just show up in her bedroom. That is so rude. So let's see how
That's
she,
the creepy part.
well, creepy and rude. So let's see how she responds to this. I'm sure she's gonna be really nice to these guys, intruding her personal space. So let's show the clip of that. I'm kind of interested to see how she deals with these imbeciles.
Gentlemen could turn right around and resell it to some Carolina paper mill for a tidy profit. The fact that you've most likely got the deal in your pocket already is not my problem.
Isn't so.
Don't bother. I'm not selling.
You got a stack of debts that fill every storage bay and a cotton exchange.
And I intend to pay them all in time.
With what? Ball token?
With the tons of money people are going to spend once they know that this is the premier result in the South.
Did I?
Well, obviously she's not too happy, and she is not selling. So this is what she told the imbeciles, and she also told the imbeciles that she is planning on paying every little bit of money back. And then she said she's going to have the greatest exhibition between Bobby Jones and Walter Hagen. And the only reason why she said this is because she saw a picture in her dad's office of the two together. So now how is she going to get these guys? That's the part I'm going to show. So she is meeting with Bobby Jones first. And Bobby Jones is now, he's a reasonable man. He's also a family man. And he also said that money is going to ruin sports. Now, what's nice about these days is that she's going right to Bobby Jones. If you want to get a golfer today, first of all, they would be grumpy because they would actually have to get off their couch. And then they would be grumpy because they would actually have to deal with somebody. And then they would also be grumpy because they'd actually have to physically talk to somebody. Now they would just email or send a text message, or just give you a blank stare. The Tiger Woods blank stare. I believe he did invent it. So she just has to deal with Bobby Jones and his wife. It was a little bit easier. These people were more approachable. They also didn't have a motorized gate with some robot talking to them. So I will show that clip in just a second.
I wish you would.
I've come here today to see you because to the South, you are a hero. They see you as a young god. In the world today, were it not for that unfortunate incident last year when that profligate Mr. Hagen whooped you by 12 strokes on your very own course.
You say he's been invited to play at Crew Island next month?
I forgot to introduce my guest. Skip is sleeping. He's saying, "Ugh, we just watched this movie yesterday. Why are we watching this again?" Well, I'm reviewing it, Skip. So,
I
anyways,
also want to know why we keep doing sports or horror movies.
we don't. We did Fletch. We did Happy Gil. Oh, okay. Fine. You know what? I'm just going to keep going. So, she is now selling Bobby Jones, and I have an answer shortly. So, she obviously talks to Bobby Jones first, and then he does ask, "Is Walter Hagen playing?" And she says, "Yes, he is." So now she's going to Walter Hagen's house, and I'm sure he is a family man, just like Bobby Jones. I'm sure it's the exact same household. Let's find out.
I was the one who hit the ball.
I wonder if you might excuse us for just a couple of minutes, Anna May.
I won't be long.
This is a very fun Walter Hagen, and this is kind of what he was like. He's got on the little Hugh Hefner robe. He's having a good time with his, I guess, one night stands, if you want to call him that. So she now talks Walter Hagen into playing, and yes, this part is going to give Reddit viewers and other people that hate Ric Flair nightmares. Add Walter Hagen to the list of that. So I will now show the next scene where she goes to the group of imbeciles and she lets them know that she landed Bobby Jones and Walter Hagen, which were the big golfers at this time. I guess they were the. No, you know what? I'm not going to compare them today to today's boredom because they're just in a different class of their own. So I'm going to show you the part with her and the imbeciles, and I will show you that part in just a second.
To announce that Mr. Bobby Jones and Mr. Walter Hagen have accepted my golfing invitation with enthusiasm.
First, of course, is
I forget where I left off. Well, she walked in and she said that she got the guys to go. So Walter Hagen and Bobby Jones are doing the tournament. So how did so obviously Grumpy Imbecile, which is the loudmouth, and he said that they pretty much don't care about Savannah, Georgia, so they don't really. So he was against the tournament. So that's when somebody got the bright idea. Well, then a Savannah native should play against them and try to beat them. So that's when the loudmouth guy brought up some 80-year-old. I couldn't really understand the name that he gave, but it didn't. But he tended to get laughed at. So that's when Little Hardy jumped in and said, "Well, what about Juna?" So he went and found him. His pitch didn't go over too well. So the loudmouth and his group of imbeciles went there. That didn't work. So Adele is going to try next. And Juna is still with him. He hasn't left his side yet.
Party.
Sorry. Hardy hasn't left his side yet. Sorry, just a little stuffed up. So I will play that clip with Adele in just a minute. I think you're going to like this scene. But Reddit viewers beware. You may not like this scene coming up.
Don't worry about him. He's out like a light. Take an earthquake to wake him up.
For an earthquake, you'd have to play many more tournaments at Crew Island and do quite well at them. Shall I just run and jump on you, or would you like some preliminary romancing?
Romancing sounds good.
Very well, then. Here's one short.
Well, this scene I did find funny because Judah thinks Little Hardy's asleep. He's not. He's being a peeping Tom. So yes, this is going to give people that have nightmares about Ric Flair, they're now going to have nightmares about Charlize Theron taking off her clothes. So yes, if you still read Ninja Turtles, this is going to give you nightmares for years to come. So she does try to get Juna to eventually give in. What he says is he lost his swing. So does this happen from time to time? I'm sure it does, because if you don't have a swing when you play golf, well, you're in trouble. Because if you swing it like a baseball bat, your shot is not going to be very good. So let's see what happens. Beggar Vance is about to finally make his appearance, and I will show you that clip in just a second.
Killed you out there.
Oh, no, sir. See, I set myself directly in front of you. But judging by how you was hitting them balls, I figured that's why I'd be out of harm's way.
That's grip. You want some food or something, you go on into the house. Help yourself.
Oh, well, thank you kindly, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always felt a man's grip on this club just like a man's grip on his world.
Look, is there something you want?
$5 guaranteed.
Guarantee for what?
Well, there's a big match coming up. Mr. Jones, Mr. Hagen. Fella gonna be needing a caddy.
You a caddy?
Oh. So this is Beggar Vance, everybody. So he just kind of he gave a little bit of a sarcastic remark that he figured that he would go straight at him because he would be out of harm's way. So right away, Will Smith is Bagger Vance, and he's making fun of his shot. So we all know Will Smith. He was obviously the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. He was Independence Day. He was in the Men in Black movies. He was also in the Bad Boys movies. So this, yeah, he was. Yes, he was. He was in the Bad Boys movie. He was also in. Oh, I don't think Enemy of the State came out yet, but so this was a different role for him. This was a more quieter. This was that wasn't out yet. I don't think. Do you mean 7 pounds?
Yes. I think it was a 7.
No, that wasn't out yet. That was later on as well. So was I Robot. Oh, Wild Wild West. He was in that. So I think this was his first role where he's actually doing a drama. So this was a different type of role for him, and this was directed by Robert Redford. So far the writing in this has not been bad. Robert Redford also directed Quiz Show, and that had similar writing to it, at least in my opinion. So anyway, so Bagger Vance is now on the scene. He wants to be his caddy, so he is going to try to talk him into playing in the tournament. Uh, now to Now with Bagger Vance being his caddy, he's like I said, he's got a difficult job. He's got to get him to find his swing and find himself. One is harder than the other. And you're going to see in this that Bagger Vance is an expert on the golf course as well, which way the blades of grass grow or move with the ball. So there is a lot into this. So maybe if you are a fake sports guy, you shouldn't watch this because it gets into very technical terms. This is a very well written movie and very well directed. Why it lost so much money at the box office, I have no idea. Maybe it's because there's no lasers or people flying around with goofy looking capes. That's the only thing I can think of. So I will show the clip of what Bagger Vance is exactly doing at night with Little Hardy. So I will show that clip in just a second.
Yeah, that's good. One stride equals a yard. I'm going over to the tee and start counting.
Top golfers always tried to get a leg up in the competition by having the men they trusted most sneak onto the course at night and do their own measurements. So Bagger and I walked the course that night, measuring away. Bagger never wrote down a number. He filed it all in his head.
Well, there they are measuring the golf course. This actually looks like fun. I would actually want to do this at night. And Little Hardy's just sort of putting away there. So they're measuring the golf course. They're looking at the green a little bit, and in the dark. I mean, this is a little bit of skill here. And then he says when the sun comes up, the blades of grass move a different way. It goes towards the sunlight. So he's kind of giving the I guess science in a way on talking about the course. So I will now show the scene of the opening part of the tournament, and let's see how Walter Hagen enters. I did not show this on my short, so I will show this clip in just a second.
Oh, he'll be here.
Wait, now here's an entrance, and look at the car. It's got personality to it. So, this is why these guys are great. I think this is how Walter Hagen actually did make entrances. It would not surprise me one bit. I heard the guy broke 11 commandments when there's only 10. So that was something written. I don't know how true it is. Um, but this guy likes to have fun. And later on, he does say that this is why sports guys got to watch this because he says it is for entertainment. So even back then, he says people want entertainment. So sports are part of the entertainment business. Sorry to break everybody's heart. So I will show the next clip of when Bagger Vance is explaining his strategy to some of the fellow members that are unhappy. So I will show that clip in just a second.
About driving a locomotive.
Oh, y'all want to know my strategy? Well, right now my player's a little confused about who he is. See, he still thinks he's Randolph Jr.
He is Randolph Jr., you damn twit.
Well, he is in the end.
So I did take some flack for this earlier. I actually do believe that this is one of Will Smith's better roles, and this is part of the reason why. In this, he's not overacting. He's not being loud. He's actually playing the part very, very well. This is more of a dramatic role for him, and at least in my opinion, he's playing it well. I do like his part a lot. He is he's just very, very calm and cool during this, even getting attacked by two people wondering what his strategy is. He still manages to just keep a straight face and do his job. And he's very, very convincing playing this part. So he just says that Judah's there and he's not, which means that he's just sort of still absent. And golf is it's mostly a mental game. Although I would like to say at the beginning of this, one part that I noticed about Jack Lemmon at the beginning of this movie, what is he not driving? He, at his old age, is walking the golf course. He's not in a golf cart, and he's in his 80s. I just wanted to throw that in there. So now I do want to show a couple scenes here with the actual golfing. So I will show Walter Hagen's shot, and I will just show one more clip after this here, and then I will do my review. So I will show some of the golf scenes in just a second.
Just didn't see that, Bobby. Remind me when we're out there. I'll show you where it's at when your second shot catches up to it.
That's not very nice. So apparently this movie put Skip to sleep again. Second time. I'm going to say it's the hemp treats.
No,
So
he hasn't had them.
yes, he has Friday.
Not tonight.
Okay, fine. Not tonight. He didn't. Okay. So anyways, so I did want to show a golf scene here and notice how Walter Hagen is sort of trash talking Bobby Jones. Golfers today don't even talk to each other. They just do there it is, the blank stare. So I do like the golf. I do like the camera work with the golf shots. I actually think that it is actually really, really cool. The golf course also looks really nice as well, even though I know it's Hollywood and all that, but compared to Happy Gilmore, it actually looks really, really nice. So it doesn't look like a par three golf course. So Walter Hagen had his shot, and then he sort of trash talked Bobby Jones. So I did lie. I'm going to show one more clip before the last one. And Walter Hagen seems to run into a little bit of trouble with mud, water, and a little bit of local wildlife. So I will show the next scene in just a second.
New hazards of their own. Jonah had discovered, as Bagger so eloquently put it, how to stop thinking without falling asleep.
Well, obviously Walter Hagen here is he's got some mud, he's got water that he's standing in, and he's got a little friend behind him. Now, people for some reason they need to play in perfect conditions. These are far from perfect, and obviously he's got a little gator there, just sort of eyeing him up. And I've played with people that are afraid of crane flies and geese. And here's a gator, and this guy is standing right in the water. So I found this part incredibly funny and also really cool too. I would love to see an alligator on the golf course. So Juna is starting to creep back into the match. So he is now one stroke behind, and then he manages to creep up even more. And I will show what happens on the last clip. So you be the judge of this. Has this happened to you on a golf course, or do you just think golf is stupid? You can comment whatever you want. I think I'm getting some hands here of that golf might be stupid. So I will show the last clip in just a second.
You don't know nothing back.
Well, this is the final clip I'm going to show. So, what would you do in this situation? Because the ball did move, you are supposed to call a.
Well, I cheat playing golf, so I wouldn't have to say a word.
Oh, well, somebody else would have called a no shot. Actually, somebody, if they saw a gator, would have made up some other rule that it would have been a gator shot, and then he would be able to take a whatever it was on that hole. So yes,
Yeah, but yet the 7-year-old beat him. So.
yes. So this is an interesting situation here, and I'm not going to tell you what he does. You can comment below on what you would do. Would you just forget the whole thing happened, or would you do the right thing and call a stroke on yourself? Because all he did was just move his stick, and the ball didn't move. So you will have to find out what he does just by watching this movie yourself. And I have no idea what streaming service it's on. And no, Ebert did not do a review on this movie. He must have been eating a lot of snacks and couldn't get out of bed that day. His crane was not working. So they did not review it, so I will just have to do my review on this movie. What did I think about it? Because it lost a lot of at a lot of money at the box office, like I said at the beginning. So, and I don't really know the reason for it. I think this was a very well written movie. I think the I think the actors did a great job. I think this may have been Lane Smith's last movie. I didn't show him in any of my clips, but he was a sports writer. He did die of ALS, unfortunately, and and this was also supposedly around when Bobby Jones did retire. He retired from golf in 1930, and he had a rare neurological disease. I'm not going to try to pronounce what it was. And in 1971, he died of cardiovascular disease because his disease made him unable to walk. So, with this review, like I said, it was casted well. The movie was very well written. It was a very enjoyable movie as well. So, I would actually give this a B plus rating. I enjoyed this a lot. I don't care if some people or animals disagree with my review. This is what I think. I think my parents did actually like this. I remember getting this on VHS. And for those who don't know what they are, you might want to look them up. Uh, so I do highly recommend seeing this movie. I don't know what streaming service it's on. It could be on Disney for all I know. This was 20th Century Fox, so we tried to keep the clips to a 6 second length. So okay, well we're expecting the block. It's a very unfair rule. But yes, you can see my short on this. But this is one you can watch with your family. We did. So, and like I said, this is one of Will Smith's better performances. You can disagree with me if you want, but that is just my opinion. I enjoyed him in this, and I ignored the little slap incident and got past it. But if you can't, unfortunately, then maybe you don't want to watch this if you cannot get past the slap incident. So please comment below, subscribe if you want, and thank you for watching.